I have refused to talk about rivers. And I've spoken a lot about rivers, even when the thing was hot. I told President Tinubu early last year in a press conference before the state of emergency. I said, if the problem of rivers is supporting you, President Tinubu, in 2027, the person to do business with is Fubara. That was last year, early last year, before the state of emergency. You see, when you look at the situation, if you're a good politician, you don't allow your prejudices, your hunches, your biases to affect your reasoning and your analysis. You will always get it right. Is President Tinubu not dealing with Fubara now? You don't have to live where there is merriment. You decide to go where the juju men are playing their games. Where they're money. So what I'm saying is, the Rivers case is a case I knew will solve itself, as it's solving itself now. I have not changed my position that those 27 lawmakers left the assembly. If you ask me, if not for whatever adjustments that have been made, they have left the assembly. They are no longer members of the state assembly. But I think they allowed it in the interest of peace. They have left. The provision of the Constitution is very clear. If you move as elected member of the State House of Assembly, House of Rep, or Senate, you move from the political party that saw you into that house into another political party. The Constitution said you have lost your seat unless there was a division in your party or there was a merger, which never existed in the PDP as at that time. But they later realized their goof. Even after they addressed a press conference with APC flags, they swore to affidavits and everything, Nigerians kept quiet. Even when the matter was in the court, our judges, with greatest respect, could not see it. And that's why I'm telling you that, you see, when people say Nigeria is a joke, to some extent, yes. I don't know why people find it difficult to say the truth. So they left. And now they are back. And the fight is still on. Fubara did no wrong, other than trying to be a puppet. No governor can be a puppet to anybody. No governor. If you carry the man from his bedroom to the chair of the governor, you must know and realize where to draw the lines. By the time you start overreaching yourself, talking as if you are God, the man will say, wait, this governorship I'm holding, I mean, no get power. That's all that's doing. And don't forget, people will also be advising him. That is the beginning of the problem. But there are also governors that have good relationship with their successors because they did not overreach themselves. That was the problem in Rivers. Some people got some individuals in the internet. What is Nwanyanwu's interest in Rivers matter that he's talking about the state assembly members? I said that was an idiotic question. Chairman of a national party. We want the election to be conducted there so that we can pick some seats. You are asking me my locus standi. They ran away. It is not personal. We are talking politics. We are not talking the Iroele, Ogono, and other. We are talking politics. In politics, when you are looking for, you don't look at those things. I said, this is my locus. They didn't do PIM again. So the Rivers situation is interesting. And I also opposed the emergency rule. It was not grounded on the Constitution. But you see, this country, you can't say much, you can't do much. But now, after the emergency rule, Fubara, I think he was at 75, 80%. Now Fubara is 90%. Support from the grassroots. Because you see, that part of the country, including where I come from, there are things you don't do to an individual. No matter how much, no matter how deep your pocket is, you think you can buy your way through, the people will not take it. And that is what the Rivers people are exhibiting. That this man was badly treated, this man was wrongly treated. We must give him this. So that support has crossed 90% now. So Fubara has positioned himself to win his second tenure under the political party. Even if we have an arrangement of independent candidacy, Fubara will win Rivers.
So what do you make of him joining the APC?
Let me come to a point. Somebody reminded me that there was an agreement they reached with President Tinubu and Fubara's master that he should forget about second tenure. But he should forget about all the local governments. I laughed. I told him, that's what we call in law force majeure. That agreement was reached in PDP. Fubara has left PDP with the agreement. He is now in APC. So circumstances have arisen that it is difficult to obey that agreement, if there was an agreement. That's what we call force majeure. It's in law. That was a PDP agreement, but I'm no longer there to implement it. You see this small plantain, this small banana. In my place, they use it to teach a newborn baby how to eat, how to start eating solid food. But it's very sweet. So when he grows up, he would like to be eating it. As the small pikin go, they eat that small banana. He purges. The banana will be thinking of how to purge the child. So I don't know why people are crying. There was an agreement. Yes, there was an agreement. I wasn't part of it, but I'm assuming there was an agreement. The agreement was reached in PDP. Fubara has left your party with your agreement and found solace somewhere else. So who will say that he will not get nomination? People are writing on the internet 001. They have given him zero. He's the leader of the party by their constitution. It is settled. Every other thing you are hearing is what Davido will call cho. The fact is that Fubara is the head of APC in Rivers. And I'm sure this national chairman will give him automatic ticket in Rivers. He has the first right of refusal. Can you see Rivers that has been PDP? As if with their papa, with their mama. Immediately Fubara moved. They moved. Let's support him. We don't allow this nonsense to happen. So that is you see, when you are doing something, when you're in power, don't forget that no condition is permanent. You can be used for a purpose. I remember we were talking something, I was angry. I was with late Chief Dr. Zife. He said, my chairman, don't be angry like that for what you said this guy did. Use people for the purpose, for the use of what they can do for you. And play along. Gradually, they will fizzle out. And I took that advice. And that was how I treated that guy. By the time he left, I didn't know. Because he had seen that he was no longer useful. Well, I think the Rivers case will be interesting. And some political parties are still talking of giving Fubara the full support to show that what was wrong to him was wrong. You see, I'm talking generally. I'm not personalizing things. I'm not talking about people. I'm talking political party administration, how tickets are gotten and all that. I told you last year. I told Tinubu last year. The time I was to be attacked in Transcorp Hotel in that press conference. I told President Tinubu, if the cause of the problem in Rivers is about the votes in Rivers for you in 2027, the person to do business with is Fubara. He is the person sitting on the chair. Where I come from, the person that carry palm fronds, now him go to the follow, because that is goat's food. Fubara is on seat. Unless he doesn't know what to do, he's not working with leaders, he doesn't work with different people, there is no way people will not follow him. And that was what took President Tinubu 1 year to tacitly adopt. The game is clear. And I don't think it's entering Fubara's head. But the point is that he has gotten little liberation. As they've said, they tied him with an agreement in another party, and he has left that party. So the agreement, if any, has collapsed on its own without Fubara disobeying it. I think Rivers will be interesting. And if you start from Amechi's time, all this noise about I have this, it's because the center gives you power. When Amechi was with Buhari, he was entering Rivers with all sorts of strength and all that. So, if Abuja doesn't give you support, you will be on a suicide mission. Yes, I agree with the saying that monkey sabi jump from 3 to 3. It's because 3 are close. If 3 no dey close, monkey go land for ground, yakata. Are you hearing me?
Sure.
That is an old saying. So I don't think Fubara is going to have any problem. But as to the local governments and the state assembly, since they are already allowed in, let me advise them. With all this, they say 100,000 naira, we have funded this and that. Okay, he gave you maybe, I don't know, assuming 700,000. Now Fubara if you give these people for Christmas, I said anyway, whatever it is, you have returned it. No problem. It's not by force. But you have your political career. You have your political career to protect. When, during Hope 93, for those of us who were sleeping in Abiola's house, when people were leaving, Buakarimi and all that, they stopped coming to the house because I could give you a list of those that were coming in Abiola's house. I was there every day. Tinubu was one of them. So when Rimi was interviewed, while he left, he said, I didn't join politics because of Chief MK Abiola. And I love that quotation. So these State House of Assembly members, warn yourself that you didn't join politics because of anybody. It's for you to serve your people and help them improve with their lives. So, but if you continue the way to antagonize the governor and other things, he's the head of APC in the state. I like the tactical statement made by Okocha after registering him. He came with him. Yes, though painful, but your party headquarters have asked you to do so. If you don't do so, they dissolve you and remove you. If you don't do so, they dissolve you and remove you. You can't disobey the headquarters. A political party is that party that is in the headquarters of the country, which is Abuja. Every other one is a branch. You can wake up tomorrow and say, this party, we don't need River State branch. You shut it down. Close your offices, go to other parties. You have not flattered any law. You can go to another state and say, we don't need 1, 2, 3, 4 states. Shut it down. Provided you don't go below 24. That is what people do not get. When they're saying they went for neck, they did this, they didn't have this. No. It's like a national convention. Taking decisions. Some people are challenging it. After God, the next organ in a political party is the national convention. The national convention can rise and dissolve the political party. They have not flat. They can rise in a conference and say, from today, this party no longer exists. Those in favor say aye, aye. Those again say nay. INEC will be there. The communicator INEC will no longer exist. There's nothing you can do about it. Then somebody will sit somewhere and be challenging decisions on convention. Supreme Court has stated it. It is the party that decides on its own affairs without more. So don't challenge a convention. When a matter has moved up to the convention, that is the local, that is the apex on that issue. You cannot challenge it. But you see in Nigeria, I learned that some in judiciary, people have people they can take cases to with greatest respect and they get judgment. We are taking records. And when the time comes, as I told you, one day, monkey go market, you not go return.